Part 3, and very importantly, the strategies to help you help the English language learner in your classroom. The differentiation initiative, to dispel that misconception, it is not necessarily changing the standards. We still want these students or need these students to hit those objectives and toe the line with the rest of the students. We just have more support in place for them, whether it be the accommodations, whether it be tutoring with myself, or some other teachers that have come on board. Not all these students need the same support as well. Best practices are always in place for all classes and students. The visual reminders, the PowerPoint, the giving of several examples, previewing the lesson with key vocab words on the board or providing vocabulary lists. That is something that if you have a TA, you can give them to do, because I know sometimes, either we put it up there one time and expect them to have it, but these students need to see it often. They bring it to me in the ESL class, and we look over these vocabulary lists and we do things with them. So they are very helpful. This one I underlined because it is something that I stressed while doing the activity with the Warhorse novel. Strategic group arrangements with roles and accountability, and you can even do high and low level groups. Setting those in place at the beginning of the year, or changing them up during the quarter, or according to whatever the activity is so beneficial with, number one, classroom management, number two, being able to truly gauge if your students are hitting the objectives, because they are to produce something. You can always change around the roles and accountability that the students have, but two can be the researchers, a third can be the recorder, writing things down, and another one a presenter, and it includes everyone. And it also gives the student opportunity to feel a part of the group and not just waiting until somebody says, okay, yeah, you can come with us, after everyone else has been chosen. So this is one that I would emphasize quite a bit. Allowing students to record class. We encourage them to do that, but of course with your permission first, so that you know you're being recorded. But this helps them tremendously. Having audiobooks available for them, or having the link on Haiku. I rely heavily on the things that are put on Haiku by you all. So just that little extra link towards a free audiobook is tremendous as far as the academic support on our end. As I said before, outlines and notes with blanks in them. They follow along. It's not giving them an advantage over the rest of the students, in the sense of it's leveling it for them, because a lot of domestic students, that skill is difficult for them to begin with, and then these students, that skill is difficult because they're trying to listen and understand, and then they cannot do that at the same time as they're writing and answering or copying. They either do one or the other. They spend the entire time copying down every letter that you have up on the board, and don't listen to some of your explanations, or they just miss out. So if you, as an alternative to the outlines and notes with blinks, they can perhaps copy off the board and record your class, so that later on they can listen and read at the same time. So there's still alternatives if, those days that we didn't have enough copies, or somebody took them from the copy machine and we don't have them, whatever it might be, there are always other alternatives that help them. This is something that I encourage quite a bit during tutoring, is having students come prepared with questions to a specific unit. It just kind of helps them to narrow it down and not be overwhelmed with so much information and so many questions. To encourage participation, taking polls, using exit slips, letting them know ahead of time that they will be called on during class. That is something that you, if you have them in groups, you can